Ladies and gents, welcome to the channel. Mantok Productions here, or Peter. It's been a while since I've flown the Baron, so here I am today at Kahului in Hawaii. Actually, this is Maui, on the island of Maui, and yeah, no, this looks beautiful. This is a lovely scenery. I've flown in here a couple of times in the DC-3, so I thought, because there's ATC online at the moment, I thought I'd do a VFR, if I can, with this particular weather. Pretty sure I should be able to. It was clear a minute ago as I was setting up, and now I can see the rain is coming across the hills behind me, so I should get stuck in pretty quickly here and sort these things out. So, let's go first and go to the right engine. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I wanted to go to the oil. Ah. Do I have to be a bit closer? Nope. It doesn't like me. Okay, let's just do bit by bit here. Can I actually walk up on... Ah, look at that. That's cool. And then I can crouch down, and can I... No, not from here. But at least it's cool that I can actually walk up on the wing. They've added that now since... Anyway, so let's check. That's tight. That's also tight. Very good. Oh, no, that's the chocks. I was in such an A-to-A world just now. I've just realized that the things that I just naturally would do in the A-to-A walk around, I just in a pure brain fart moment thought that the Blacksquare Baron did the same thing. So but it does this. That's cool. That's very cool. Oh, nope. Doesn't like that. Okay, so everything's looking good, he says. Chocks are out. Oh, can I flick this little... Nope. Okay. Yep. That's tight. That's tight. Peter's static looks clear. Yeah, static cover is clear. Let's go around the back side. Have a look at the rear. Can I grab that? No. Can I grab that? Yeah, there you go. Oh, I probably can't grab that because there's the control lock in the cockpit that's set. So that's my quote-unquote walk around. Oh. Can I walk in there? No, I can't really. Right, so let's jump in the aircraft and get set up. There should be a C-172 in the traffic pattern coming round. Oh, actually, no, he's landing behind me. Oh, there he is. Yay! Hello. Oh, that's cool. Look at the LOD. Look how aggressive that LOD is. Look at that. Yeah, maybe that's just my graphics settings. I don't know. Okay, so, folks, let's remove the wheel chocks first. Sorry, not the wheel chocks, lol, the control locks. They're down there in the cockpit. Let's just get the aircraft set up, make sure my control columns are correct and working. They appear to be doing so. Let's just make sure. Yeah, okay, that's all good. Make sure that the parking brake is on. Let's have a look at the tablet. Okay, so we have a cloud strobe effect, load with covers and chocks deployed. Yep, that's fine. Let's take... I'm doing VFR today. Let's remove the GTN. Although I do use it for our IFR work, it's nice not to use it. I know in the last Baron video I didn't have the GTN as well. If you guys want, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my next Baron video in an IFR configuration with the GTN 750. So, also, there's a fun little thing here, guys. It's this here, the KFC, not KFC as in the chicken, but KFC 150 panel. And this is like non-GPN, this is like RNAV before they had GPS, which is super cool. Using radials and DMEs from VORs and stuff. I've used it in the Aerostar and it's really cool. Right, let's have a look. Should have enough fuel on board. It's about half in each tank. That should be fine. So I'm going to be happy with that. Left end engine, again, engine condition, pretty much 100%. Let's just check. I've got 17.5 hours on each engine. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, still that's very, very little in terms of... I'd be thinking of maybe 50 hours at least on each engine before I'd start to pay a lot more attention to this panel and look at servicing some things. So we've got the battery engaged. Nothing else is engaged at the moment. The cabin looks fine. 28 Celsius. Goodness sake, this is Hawaii, even in the winter. That disgusts me, really. 82 Fahrenheit in December. Wow. I understand why the Marines like to come to Hawaii on duty. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Right, so let's get the checklist up. Let's go for the pre-flight checklist, and we do have ATC online here. So maybe I should quickly rattle through this before I contact them, and hopefully we can get up in the air soon. So, pre-flight inspection has been done. The control locks have been removed. The seatbelts are secure. The cabin doors have been latched. Parking brake is set. Emergency gear handle is stowed. Avionics breakers all in. Yep, so I'm actually, it's helpful to click. Yeah, they're all in. Flaps are up. They are up. Oxygen pressure. The oxygen pressure is 1550 to 1850, which it is over 1850, so that I guess that's fine. Avionics is off, along with every other switch on the board. Throttles are closed. Propeller is high RPM. Mixture is full rich. Cowl flaps they should be closed. Sorry, they should be open. So let's open those bad boys up. Aileron trim is centered. Yep, that's centered. Rudder trim is centered. Yep, yeah, that's centered. Landing gear is down. Yep, that is down. All sub panel switches are off. Yes, like we saw earlier on. Main breakers all in. Yes, they are all in. If they stop flashing, yep. So alternate static air, which is down here, is in the normal. That's alternate on. Wait. Yes, that out is alternate on. Normal off is in. Okay. So CO2 detector. We need to test that bad boy, and it does work indeed, which is good. Fuel selectors need to both be on, which they are. Yep. Beacon light is okay. Let's turn that on. Battery master. Let's turn that on. Bus volts. So we want to check, to see that the bus volts are at least 23 on a minimum, and they are. That's good. Annunciators. Yeah. So we want to test the annunciators now, and that is this little switch down here. And they are all good. Left alternator now can go on. Right alternator can go on, and that's in preparation for the engine start. Fuel quantities, check. So the fuel quantities on both sides are just slightly over full, which is fine. This is what we want. Cabin heater as desired. We won't bother about that as it's 28 Celsius outside. Left boost pump needs to be low, audible, off. Low, audible, off. Okay, so low, it is audible, let's turn it off. Low, it's audible, turn it off. Okay, so that's all of those there. And then we then go to the engine start. It's going to be an engine start cold. For doing so, I'm going to just reset the camera to pilot. And before engine start, I'm going to ask I'm going to ask for, well, I'm going to get my VFR clearance. So, I haven't done this yet, actually. So, my VFR clearance, let's just pause track IR, and I've not done it through, thingamajiggy either, SimBrief, because it's VFR. So, here we go. It's going to be, November 515 Mike Romeo. It's going to be VFR. Aircraft type is a Beech 58, I believe. That is the B58 aircraft type. Let's just check. Double check. There's a Beechcraft 58. Yeah, that's correct. So, light for my wake turbulence equipment. Blah, 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 blah. Non-GPS VFR, oh no, okay, VATSIM, VATSIM equipment codes, that's what we're looking for, equipment codes, VFR. VATSIM, right, so G being common for GPS-equipped VFR aircraft. I want to say that I'm not. So I'm gonna go /alpha for mode Charlie plus DME. So I'm gonna go /alpha, I guess. Transponder is transponder with mode Charlie, altitude reporting, and DME. That's /alpha. Yeah. Gonna put that in both. Departure, okay, here we go. So departure is going to be FOG. It's PHOG, and the arrival is going to be where's my arrival? There it is. So it's going to be PHKO. Off block time is going to be, okay, so what is it in Zulu? Oh no, UTC. Let's just Google UTC. What is it in UTC? So in UTC time right now, it's 5:28. What? No. Sorry. Okay, 987.19. Okay, so we are currently UTC. UTC 0 in the UK right now. So let's say a takeoff time of in 20 minutes time, I think is probably acceptable. So that is 1940. 1940 for the off-block time. I think there's a little thing in... No, there's not. Altitude, let's go 3,000 feet. Airspeed, let's 180. That's just about 180 knots. It's pretty fast. Alternate, let's go for an alternate. Let's say on the other side of the island, because of weather permitting. If it's not VFR, we want somewhere else to go. En route time, genuinely, it's going to be about 45 minutes. It's going to be 0045. Fuel endurance, I've got probably about an hour and 45 minutes. So that's going to be like so. Right, route details, VFR, flying as part of Kicks VFR Club. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. That's in remarks. The route, I'm just going to say VFR. That's it. File flight plan. There's always something, isn't there, with this new format. Alphanumeric. Oh, okay, and maybe the slash doesn't go there. There we go. Done. Sweet. Exit. Right. It's a quiet day on VATSIM for this dude, so I don't imagine he's got many issues here. So, yeah, there's basically no one on the ground. So, right. So essentially, that is all. Let's put in our thingy things, and let's give him a call. We need avionics for that, so let's go avionics master, and let's pull up. Let's first be courteous and pull up the ATIS. Because that's 128.6. 128. Ooh.
temperature 26, 2.18, altimeter 29er, arrival expected, ILS approach, runway 2, landing and departing, runway 2, departing runway 5, advise you of information Delta. Maui, status information Delta 1854 Zulu, wind variable at 3, gusting 17, visibility 9er, statute miles, sky condition few 2000, scattered 3300, temperature 26, 2.18, altimeter 29er, arrival expect, ILS approach, runway 2, landing and departing, runway 2, departing runway 5, advise you of information Delta.
ILS Yankee runway 2 in use. Landing and departing runway 2.
Maui,
okay.
status information Delta.
Okay, so we got altimeter 29er, and the departing runway is 05, which is just off my left shoulder, with information Delta. The visibility is 9 statute miles, or 9 nautical miles, which is not a 10 nautical mile Cav OK sort of situation. So we will have to monitor that as we get to our destination, see if we can get out of here without any issue. So let's give ourselves 3,000 of breathing room and contact tower. No, not tower. Radar. Oh, he calls himself HCF approach. So he's approach, and he's on 19.5. So let's go 19.5. 19.5. Approach, good afternoon. This is November 515 Mike Romeo on the ramp with information Delta, requesting VFR clearance as filed.
November 515, Mike Romeo, HCF approach, good morning. I do not have a flight plan on file for you. Just say intentions.
Intentions are to depart your airspace via the south and fly over to Papa Hotel Kilo Osco, do a couple of touch and goes and a full stop, VFR.
November 515, Mike Romeo, Roger. Just when able, say equipment suffix and, sorry, if you would like flight following, sorry about that.
No problems, thanks. I did file this, but I guess it must not have worked. So I am a non-GPS aircraft. I have transponder and DME, so steam gauge. I think that's equipment suffix alpha. Was there anything else?
So I copy information, or not information alpha, flight alpha, and would you like flight following today?
Affirm, thank you. Flight following for 5 Mike Romeo.
November 5 Mike Romeo, Roger. VFR departure to the south is approved. Maintain VFR at or below 3,000. Information, or correction, squawk 2613.
That is cleared for a southern VFR departure to the south. Maintain VFR at or below 3,000 and squawk 2613, 5 Mike Romeo.
November 5 Mike Romeo, read back correct. Sorry, I was distracted because of my dog barking. Expect runway 05 for departure. Call for taxi.
Expect runway 05 and call when ready for taxi. November 5 Mike Romeo, no worries, thank you. Okay, so nice guy, quiet day. This is the ideal situation for VATSIM pilots who are not as confident in what they're doing, such as I am right now, because it's been so long since I've flown VFR. I genuinely need a nice quiet little spot of the world like this to get my hand back in and sort things out. Good swig of tea there. Right, okay, so let's get the engine start checklist done. And so right mixture is full rich, right propeller is full high, right throttle fully open, and then right boost pump for 2 to 3 seconds, and then you hear the fuel flow and make sure it's greater than 3 gallons per hour, and then you turn the fuel boost pump off. So that's what we're going to do. Needs to be right boost pump high for 2 to 3 seconds. 1, 3. There we go. Okay, so that was it. Excuse me. And then we retard the throttle back down to idle. Sorry, I just caught my throat there. And then we bring it up to about an inch-ish, depending on life. And then we engage the starter, and we make sure that we look left or right, and then we shout clear prop.
Clear.
And as soon as it comes to life, we watch our T's and P's. So we immediately want to watch the oil pressure is coming up into the green. If it wasn't, we would immediately be stopping the aircraft, stopping the engine. The temperature of the oil is in the amber, but it will start to come up. Next thing we want to watch is the RPM. So with the engine started running, we've got a stable engine. T's and P's look good. Okay, let's go to the oil pressure is the green, start annunciator extinguished. Yeah, okay. So low volts annunciator needs to be extinguished, which it is. Right alt annunciator is also extinguished. And then the right alternator there needs to be below 25 amps, which it is. And then the bus volts need to be 28 volts, which 26, 27, 28-ish, you know, hard to tell on that gauge. Engine instruments checked, which we have just checked, left mixture, and then we go through the same process again. So let's just reset the view, and let's go to the left engine. So left propeller is high RPM. Left throttle is, let's fully open that, left boost, and then we do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, okay, and then we bring that back down to a cracked position, and then we left starter engage, make sure that there's no one in the area to get full health insurance for the rest of their lives. There we go. That sounds weird, but no, maybe because I was holding it in, maybe, I don't know. Okay, again, oil pressure is the most important thing. Make sure that PSI is good, which it is, and the temperature will start coming up like the left. Making sure all of these things look good, and yeah, we've got another good engine. So left throttle, oil pressure is in the green, start annunciator is extinguished, low volts is extinguished, a left annunciator extinguished, left load is again similar to the right, and the bus voltage is again up at where it should be, and engine instruments check. That is our engine started, and let's go to the after start checklist. Let's say lights as required. So for the lights, we want to bring on the taxi light, and let's get the navs on as well. Weather radar, actually on a day like today, yeah, it's on standby. Yeah, let's keep it on standby, ready to go on at the threshold. Avionics we already had on, cabin air, and that's fine. Cabin air, mixture, lean for takeoff. Let's lean those back now to 75%. Parking brake released and brakes check. So, and then the run-up checklist we can do at the hold, hopefully. Actually, no, let's just do it now. Let's do it now. Run up. So there's a lot of things in this. Parking brake is set. Annunciators test. Test consider. Oh yes, give that another test. That's fine. Remote compass slaved and aligned. Yep. I never understand remote compass slaved and aligned. I don't actually know how to align that. I'll have to figure that out later. Mixture is okay. Mixtures are full rich. Throttle 1700 RPM. Set. Exercise left propeller. So, oh, yeah, that's correct. Yep. Check left mags. There's the drop. There's the other mag. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Left alternator off. Yeah. Yeah, those are done. Right alternator, right. Oh, I see. Yeah. 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 Oh, this is propeller heat, not... Yeah, okay. Propeller heat, windshield heat. Yeah, windshield heat can go on. Yeah, illuminated. Yeah, and check that there's an increase in the ampage. Yep, there is. Windshield heat off. Left pitot heat. Oh, I'm going to redo the pitot heats now. Left pitot heat annunciator. Okay. Yeah. Also watch that the ammeters are increased. Yeah. Yeah. Right, pitot heat on. Yeah, ammeters increased.
Get item number 5158. November 5158, H approach, good morning. Good morning, think November 5158, Bravo 487, request the Tinko.
Yeah.
November 5158, when able, just say equipment suffix.
Yeah.
For 5158.
Yeah.
Helicopter 5158, when able, just say equipment suffix. Stand by 5158.
The electrical trim exercise is one thing that I... What is it pointing me to here? I don't understand what it's actually pointing me to. Electrical trim. Look at. No, I don't actually know what it's pointing me to there. I'm just going to... Yep, all looking good. Heading bug. We want to set it to 05 anyway, so there we go. Yeah. Yep. That's working. Heading mode. Yep, that engaged. Yoke movement. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I saw that. Slightly. Small, but... Flight director bank left. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, it's asking me for... Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Heading bug. Yeah. Yoke movement observed. Flight director bank right. Autopilot disconnect. Autopilot disconnect. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Oh no, that's the other one. There it is. That's 0. We're almost done this, guys. Okay, this is a long one. Flaps, check operation.
French norm 150 equipment 0 on board.
Yeah. Flaps are set for takeoff. Okay, windows are...
Southwest 3933, radio check. Southwest 3933, HF approach 5x5. Southwest 3933, IFR to Honolulu. Southwest 3933, you're cleared to Honolulu. Maui 5 departure, radar vectors Lanai, send is filed. On departure, climb maintain 7,000, expect 14,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure with me, squawk 2473. Go to Honolulu 95, when you transition, then as filed. Squawk 2473.
Okay.
And 7,000. And then 14,000 after.
It's literally just turn around and go back there. So.
Southwest 3933, feedback correct information. Delta's current altimeter 29er. Expect runway 02 for departure. Push and start at pilot's discretion. Call for taxi. Southwest 3933 will expect VF Delta.
And November 5 Mike Romeo is ready for taxi.
November 5 Mike Romeo, cheer squawking 2613 and mode Charlie, runway 05, taxi via Foxtrot.
Taxi via Foxtrot, and we'll sort out the squawk. Sorry about that. November 5 Mike Romeo.
No problem.
Okay, so that was
November 158, clearance available, advisory to copy.
So, where is my squawk? Where is my squawk? Squawk. Where is my squawk? Squawk. Where is my squawk?
November 5158, confirm you're disconnecting. Sorry about that. Yeah, confirm.
Oh, there it is.
Alright.
Alright.
Roger, have a good day.
Lol. 2613, my man. 2613. There we go. And he wants us on. Okay, so ready to roll. Let's just pull the brakes. And let us roll forwards in a forwards motion. Not hit the GPU unit. It's very quiet in here when you get the window closed and the noise cancellation headphones on in the Duke. It's quite nice, but I'm sure we'll get some.
Southwest 3933, we're expecting runway 3. Runway 02. 02, thank you.
Okay.
November 5 Mike Romeo, just let me know when you're ready to go if you need to run up.
Thanks, yeah, we're just going to do the before takeoff and then I'll be ready. Okay, let's just pop in. Park brake. He's a good guy. So mixture, max power. Oil temperatures need to be 24 Celsius or below. Oh, hello. Really? Well, that's definitely not true. Oil temperature is like 52 on each side. That's not good. That's because it's Hawaii, I'm guessing. Oil temperatures, minimum, you idiot, of course. Boost pumps should be off. Air conditioning is off. Landing lights are on. Get the landing lights on. Transponders should now be on out mode, so let's go out. And let's also pop on the strobe, and the weather radar can go on. Like so. Not test, on. And November 5 Mike Romeo is ready to go. Runway 05.
November 5 Mike Romeo, roger. Make a right crosswind departure, runway 05, clear for takeoff.
A right crosswind departure, runway 05, November 5 Mike Romeo. Thanks. Okay, my brain is just... okay, so he said a right crosswind departure from 05. Okay, takeoff checklist is going to be throttles full open, brakes released, engine instruments check, landing gear up, flaps retract, autopilot engage. Okay, so nothing crazy there. Let's just swing us up. Okay, so let's just roll forward onto the threshold. We technically shouldn't be taking off on a taxiway there. So let's roll up to the numbers and then give it the beans. Like so. Okay, up with the throttles. And hold on for dear life. Little bit of downwards elevator, just to keep the nose smoothly on the ground at the moment, and coming up through blue line speed, 100 knots, and gradually ease off. Beautiful takeoff. Tap the brakes, gear up. And flaps up. And on the climb out, let's just come back to 25 squared. Let's go 25 inches manifold and 2500 RPM. Like so. And let's just trim a little bit. And it is, I'm telling you, ladies, en route climb. Let's go mixture max power. 1,000 feet, let's make a right hand crosswind. So there's the crosswind leg, the downwind leg, the base leg, and the final approach in the circuit, in the language of a circuit. So we
November 5 Mike Romeo, radar contact, say altitude passing.
Altitude passing 1,400 feet, my 5 Mike Romeo.
November 5 Mike Romeo, roger. Altitude checks, resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation, thanks. November 5 Mike Romeo. Okay, so that is... Okay, so what I'm going to do is definitely turn to the right. Yes. Okay, and then once we get wings level again, we will go to the en route climb checklist. Just trim, little bit of trim. Okay, so mixture is on max power, propeller is 2500 RPM, throttle is not full open, cowl flaps as required. The cylinder head temperatures are okay currently, air conditioning is as desired, cabin heater is as desired, oxygen is as required, and engine performance we monitor, and then the cruise checklist. Okay, so that's 1,000 feet to go. So 3,000 feet really isn't very high, but there we go. So what we want to do is keep our heads out of the windows. That's what we want to do. We're not allowed above 3,000 feet, but anywhere below 3,000 feet we're okay. and essentially we're allowed to fly pretty much where we want, as long as we don't fly anywhere really stupid, like across the center line when there's, you know, traffic in the area.
Southwest 3933, repeat squawk, please.
Southwest 3933, 2473.
And the area control has gone offline. Of course he has. Do you know, guys, the amount of YouTube videos that I try and create on VATSIM where I log on and the controllers just leave? It is intensely infuriating, which is why I am so looking forward.
November 515, Mike Romeo, altitude restrictions are now canceled. Maintain VFR.
Altitude restrictions cancelled, maintain VFR 5 Mike Romeo, thank you. So essentially he's saying, you know, we can do what we want altitude-wise, but I'm not, just for the sake of it, I'm not going to go above 3,000 anyway. You never know. And it is misty, I have to say. It is a little bit misty. But we are still within our VFR. We can still see the terrain. It's just a little bit foggy. So the cowl flaps are still... Let's close those up now.
Southwest 3933, ready for taxi.
Oh, that's 3,000. Whoa, we met that. Oh, I wonder if that was the...
Southwest 3933, sure squawking mode Charlie.
I wonder
Runway
if we had...
02, taxi via Alpha Charlie.
I wonder if we had a lot more drag with the cowl flaps open. Charlie. And then when we closed it cleaned up the aircraft to the point where we began gaining altitude very quickly there, so... Beautiful aircraft. One thing I don't think we have done yet is turn off the landing lights. We turned the taxi light off, but that's fine with those. And now it's just a case of just cruising around to our heart's content. So we're going to leave the southern tip of Maui and head kind of southeast slightly until we see the... Yeah, actually, you can just see off in the horizon there the island that we're going to. And what we could do is we could actually use... I think they have a VORTAC. They have a VORTAC at the airfield, which we could use to navigate into. So let's have a look at what that is. That's 1210. Yeah, so let's go 1210 and see if that works. It might not. Yeah, we actually have something. Okay, so this ADF needle is my one gripe with this aircraft. And I'll show you what I mean at some point. At the moment, it's changing in single digit units, right? Yeah, so that shows us that our VORTAC is actually directly off the nose there. That's great. So at the moment, it's... just adjust. At the moment, it's changing. It was changing in single units, but then
Southwest 3933. I'm showing you head in the wrong direction. It's runway 02 via Alpha Charlie.
So as I twiddle my middle mouse button, it's changing in single units, which is what I want. But then sometimes, all of a sudden, it will change to changing to 10 units.
3933. You mean
at each click.
02 or runway 2?
02. We're running north ops today.
Roger.
So if you need to do a 180, feel free. Whatever you gotta do to turn around.
And we'll do that.
Beautiful. I am definitely looking forward to Sim Update 4 and Chase Plane.
November 5, Mike Romeo. You're leaving my airspace to the south. Unfortunately, center had to close. Radar service terminated. Frequency change to advisory approved. Squawk VFR. Have a good flight. Thanks for the traffic today.
Frequency change approved and Squawk VFR. Thank you very much and have a good day. 5 Mike Romeo.
You too. Southwest 3933 on departure, fly heading tree.
I think it's 1200 in the States, or in, yeah. What I'm gonna have to do here is just double check. Let's see, PHKO. PHKO airport frequencies. No, VATSIM advisory frequencies. Let's just check and see what they are here. But pilots now use real-world airport-specific CTAF. Okay, what's the PH? Okay, so here we go. We need the PHKO. PHKO airport CTAF frequency. There we go. The CTAF for PHKO LSN is 120.3. So let's have that in standby. Let's just monitor Unicom until we get a bit closer, and then once we jump into the circuit, we can. Well, actually, yeah. Once we jump into the circuit, we can go to the CTAF. So I did go above 3,000, but you know he told me I was able to, so whatevs. And we're on Unicom. We've got our transponder on altitude, so if we have any issue with any conflictions, we can sort that out when we get there. So no issues there. What we will do for let's actually have a look. If I just pause track IR and I go to Navigraph, let's pull up PHKO. Let's just do that on my second screen while I'm PHKO. Nope. No. PHKO. PHKO. Oh, come on, guys. We know this. We know this, dudes. What's the issue here? Airport chart. Okay, charts. Thank you. Okay. For some reason it wasn't giving me the charts. Okay. Taxi proto reference overview. Right. Overview weather. Runway 17 and runway 35. Okay. Let's just not. Just having a look here at. Airport elevation is 49 feet. Approach MSA is minimum safe altitude 3,300. Approach 11,600 and 14,900, and that's because it's got such a steep incline up the side of the island from the. Yeah, I mean obviously there you can see the massive incline, so you can only really approach minimum safe altitude from the east, you know, properly from quite high up. But that's not really a problem for us because we're on the seaward side. We will approach and join. Let's see, what shall we join? Yeah, we could join a right base. A right base. Let's join a right base for runway 17. Yeah, right base for runway 17. There doesn't seem to be any. Doesn't seem to be. This is the one thing with. This is the one thing with. This is the one thing with Navigraph, is it never really gives you much VFR. Well, I suppose there's the VFR open world map, you know. Let's have a look at that. Rogers, no, it's Rogers EU. Satellite, no, we don't want satellite. World map. VFR modified. Yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah, so we do have the VFR charts, which is helpful. I'm wandering off course here, so let's just get back on course. Unpause track IR. And the wonderful thing as well about this is that, you know, obviously if I lose an engine out over the water, we shouldn't have an issue. We should be able to get there with no problems. So what I could actually try and do right now is, as I get a bit further out into the middle, we could pretend to lose an engine and feather it and follow the checklist for that and see what happens. So we don't have engine failure. Yeah, there we go. I'm looking more for engine failure in flight. In flight, there you go. Engine failure in flight. So we could be cheeky and just keep that in the back of our minds. Obviously, we hope you would hope that. You would hope that that something would actually happen sometimes. Scheduled mode, only show active failures, 0 active failures, global failure rate real time. So I almost don't want to tempt fate, and I don't want to force a failure on myself, but at the same time, for the sake of the video, I think it would be quite fun. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. The only issue is that currently now, if I had a real-world engine failure, I would just immediately go back rather than forward, because I'm not at the halfway point, but I'm close to the halfway point. So why don't we try this, right? Why don't we go... let's arm a left engine failure between 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Oh, that's fun. I like the sound of that. That's cool. Okay, so in between 10 minutes and half an hour, we should have an engine failure. But we might actually be landed in half an hour. Actually, no. Well, if we do a couple of touch and goes, we'll definitely have an engine failure, maybe in the circuit, which would be super fun. So let's get ready for that, or not get ready for that, actually. So the landing runway heading is 176. And at the same time, we should probably start to... which is about there. What was I going to say? I was going to say let's look at the METAR for... because there's no ATIS. So let's look at the METAR for the airport that we're coming up to, just to see what kind of weather we should expect, or what has been reported recently. Right, let's have a look. So, okay, so we have, interesting, 27 Celsius, QNH, the altimeter is exactly the same. It's just 2999er, and visibility is 10 nautical miles, which is why I wasn't going over to the other side of the island today, which is reeved in well, actually we could. We still could, maybe another day, maybe another video. There's an ILS approach on the other side of the island that I've done in the DC-6, which is fun. But the important thing is the wind, and the wind is 4 knots from 170. So the wind is coming directly down the runway at us. Which is fine, no issues there. So yeah, so what we have is what we believe is going to be a standard, you know, few touch and goes, stuff like that, and then we might easily have a it's not that one actually, sorry, it's this one. Two different EFBs. We might have the engine failure in flight to have to deal with, so that could be at any time in the next maybe 5 to 10, 15 minutes. So cool beans. I tried to choose somewhere today that had some ATC of some description at a place where there wasn't too much going on and there weren't too many heavies to get in my way. But sadly, such is life that you join VATSIM and then immediately things change, and by the time you're up in the air, VATSIM controllers are logging off all over the place. And that's why I'm really glad to hear that Beyond ATC is finally making noise about bringing VFR into their app, because I've used their app quite a lot for IFR. But would love, I mean, one of the reasons why I bought Beyond ATC was because it meant that if they do VFR nicely, it means that I can then essentially fly VFR anywhere in the world at any small airports in the world and feel like I have full coverage, which would be huge. Excuse me. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. I've already enjoyed it, you know, in the IFR capacity. It still has some teething issues. I think there's still, the traffic does weird things. Sometimes the controllers just tell you to go somewhere that is ridiculous. So, yeah, there's still issues that need to, you know, bugs that need to be squashed. But it's going in the right direction, and I bought that over Say Intentions because Say Intentions was using its subscription model, and I just have had enough of subscription models in life. So 24 nautical miles, so we're 25 nautical miles away from the airport at 3,500 feet, coming thundering inbound at about 165 knots. Is that knots or is it airspeed? What's on the inside, what's on the outside? I don't know. True airspeed calculator. I'm not going to touch that because I don't know how to use it, but it looks really cool. I must teach myself what that does. Okay, so I should probably change over to the CTAF now for the airport. What shall I call the place? That's the problem. Onizuka or Kona. I'll just call it Kona because that's right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly upwards, and then I'm going to turn in on the base, the right base leg, and then onto final. Unless my engine failure happens sooner, and then I'll obviously just go direct. But we'll just see how that goes. (18 Celsius up here. Not one blip on the weather radar, of course, but I guess it was useful using it just while. Now that I can see the airport is, let's just put that back in standby because I can see the airport from here practically. It's just there on that area of land, and I don't see any clouds. The clouds are on the other side of the island, so I'm happy. What I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start descending. So let's actually go to the descent checklist. Cowl flaps closed, which they are. Throttle reduce. Let's reduce throttles down to 15 inches, which is kind of the minimum green band there. Mixture enrichen. Engine performance monitor and cylinder heads shouldn't go above. Oh, a minimum of 116. Ah, yes, cylinder heads 116. So they're above 175. So they're good, okay, at the moment. So. And then we'll pull up the approach checklist as well for when we need it. But all is going well. All is going well. We could say whenever that engine failure happens, we could just pretend it was a bird strike. I think that's probably a good idea. And we'll probably want to put the aircraft in on the autopilot while we work the problem. That's probably what I would do. Oh, there is actually an ILS here. Let's use that as well. So that's 1097. So that's 1097, and the localizer is again is 174, which I think is about there. And yeah, so we've got that to play with as well. But again, it's a beautifully high visual day today. We have no issue with clouds and stuff, so I'm not worried about needing an ILS as such. It's a weird tiling issue on the sea there. I don't know what that is, but okay, we're descending at about 1,000 feet per minute. We're gonna flatten out at 1,000 feet, which is generally internationally considered, I think, to be circuit altitude. So we'll just start trimming out for that. Kona traffic, Beach Baron, November 515 Mike Romeo is approaching the airfield from the northwest. Intentions are to join a right base for runway 17 to do a touch and go, stay in the right hand circuit and come back for a full stop landing. Kona traffic. Okay, so just trimming a bit and bringing the power back in while we just adjust. We want to be about there, and we could get a little bit closer, I think, before we make our base turn, obviously, because that would be a horrendously long base. Well, not really fully stable yet, but that's okay. We have time on our hands, and we've got ourselves set up nicely. I think what we need to do is just fly the aircraft as if we didn't think that there would be an engine failure, so that when there is an engine failure, we immediately are reacting in a situation that's realistic, because we have no clue when it's going to fail. It's going to fail at some point. I just hope that it doesn't fail on right after the touch and go, when we are requesting full power in the climb. So we'll just have to see. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so from now we can, or have climbed up a little bit, so let's get a base leg kind of beginning here. Okay, she's super smooth to fly. I mean, the handling is superb. Okay, so now let's go throttle, props full, mixtures full. We're in the circuit. Let's start slowing down properly now. There's 1,000 feet. Let's hold the 1,000 feet. Kona traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is right base, runway 17. Kona traffic. Okay, so there's the airfield off to my right hand side here, and we're almost at a speed where we can start thinking about our first notch of flaps. Let's have a look at the approach checklist. Seatbelts are secure, fuel selectors are on, oxygen is off, landing lights, yeah, let's get the landing lights on, let's get the taxi light on as well. Pitot heat is fine, windshield is off, prop is off, air conditioning off, cowl flaps as required, mixture max, flaps approach. Okay, so we can take those approach flaps now, and there is the end of the runway. So let's just wait. We're slightly off of our base. We didn't really do that terribly well, but that's fine. There's the... Let's take the gear now, actually. Kona traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is turning final approach runway 17, Kona traffic. And like so. Okay, so let's pull out the power and just bleed some speed as we come down. We're a little bit high, obviously, but being VFR, I think we're okay. And there we go. That's fine. We got a nice long runway here, and it's going to be a touch and go anyway. So, but we don't want to come in too fast because then we might be on a hot day. Not that it's super hot, but on a hot day we could be in danger of bursting the tires with the pressure of the speed of their rotation. So, okay, coming down just below blue line speed now, but we're over the threshold, so that's fine. Trim, 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 and pull the power, and let her settle down nicely. Nice touchdown. Front nose wheel is touched, and let's just advance the throttles again. Don't touch any of the configuration. Just advance the throttle, get above blue line, and then let the nose rise up. And then tap the brakes. Get the gear in, 500 feet per minute, and continuing to climb. Let's bring the flaps in to approach flaps, and then, yeah, I didn't hear that. Let's go back to 25 squared, and rinse and repeat as necessary. 25 squared, set, and let's climb up to something like 1,000 feet. There's 1,000 feet. Let's turn. Let's just reduce actually, because I don't need that speed and I don't need that altitude. Let's turn right hand crosswind. And there is right-hand crosswind. So I'm not really going to do too much in terms of touching things, because I'm only going to be having to touch them back again very soon. So, right, continuing to trim. I've got a lot of... What's my trim situation? Okay. Right, now I'm turning right downwind. Kona traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is turning right downwind runway 17. This will be another touch and go, Kona traffic. Okay. Just a little bit of rudder there. She's very stable. She doesn't need a huge amount of rudder, but she does need some, I just noticed. Okay, so that's the right downwind. Wings level, and there's the airport off to our right hand side. Let's just make sure that we continue to trim and think about our next approach. So our next approach, let's just keep trimmed. The approach checklist, the landing checklist. The approach checklist we pretty much did. The landing checklist, again, propellers high RPM, mixture is max power. No, it's not right now, but it will be. Flaps as required, landing gear, and autopilot disconnect. Okay, so that's all good. Let's just wait again. Let's just make sure that we don't... Let's begin tentatively slowing down now, because that is quite a high speed. This is the thing with the Beechcraft Baron is that it's a powerhouse. It's like the Aerostar. I don't know the top speeds, compared with the Aerostar, but it is fast, and you definitely feel it when you're flying it as a VFR aircraft down low, trying to do circuits like this. It's not a 172, and it's not a Piper Cub. Like it's a whole different ball game. And being steam gauge, it's a bit of a handful when you're doing it manually. I mean, I think I think a lot of people would be a lot more comfortable with a steam gauge cockpit like this when they're on autopilot, not when they're trying to hand fly it and reference everything all at the same time. But there we go. Alright, and that's the base leg, the right base. Okay. So let's try and hit the touchdown zone on this one. I didn't quite do that. Okay, so let's go props full forward. Mixture is rich, props full forward. And let's start bleeding the speed and get ready to introduce flaps. There we go. Trim, 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 trim. Trim, 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 trim. Trim is your friend. There's flaps territory, and let's go final approach. Quito traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is turning final, runway 17. This will be a touch and go, Quito. I forgot the name of it again. What's the name of this place? Quito? Is it Quito or Hito? Kona, idiot. Making all the mistakes here today. Right, let's just not be an idiot here and get the gear down, obviously. No! There you go. How to be an idiot. By Mantot Productions. Okay, flaps full final. We got the speed. We're on blue line. And hopefully the engine gives out at some point. Now would be a horrible time for that to happen, but at least, you know, we'd land quickly, so... Oh, we're a bit slow. Yo. Let's just be careful there. I said I wanted to land on the touchdown zone, didn't I? Let's try that. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay. Nose wheel is down.
Smooth one. That's what people pay for.
Well, not really. I didn't think that was amazing, but okay. Okay, and we are up again. Let's bring flaps in. And gear up. I'm looking forward to seeing how this feels when the flaps up again. Looking forward to seeing how this feels when the engine gives out. Whoa, 2,000 feet per minute, okay. Let's go 20 inches manifold, and let's go 2,500 RPM. Set. That's 1,000 feet. Trim out. Okay, everything's going okay as of yet. I feel nothing too crazy. Oh shoot, there's my engine. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's get okay, number one thing to do, fly the airplane. Okay, engine failure in flight. So airspeed needs to be 115. Yeah, we've got that. Inoperative engine identified is the left. Inoperative engine throttle closed. Propeller feather. Like so. Fuel selector needs to be inop engine off. Mags, need to check the mags off. Turn them off. On that side. Still flying, okay. Inop engine boost pump needs to be on high? Why? Oh, it's because we're going to do fuel transfer. Okay. Mixture. Rich, then... oh, no, sorry, that's my other one. Rich, then lean. Inop starter, engage. Oh, it's in order to try to restart. Okay. Let's try to do a restart in the air. But then why did it tell me to turn off my mags? Check both. Check both? Oh. Oh, it was check, not turn off. No. Okay, turn it off, turn it off. I think my idea is actually not to... My idea is to try to just fly without it. So, okay, let's do a right-hand turn. Yeah, so part of the checklist here is trying to restart it. Yeah, so... in-op fuel selector off. In-op boost pump off. In-op mags off. Alternator off. Oh, let's turn the alternator off as well. Cowl flaps as closed. Okay, oh yes, because of drag. They're already closed, that's fine. Actually, what's the... Oh, the temperatures are getting a little bit... Let's just open them. Like so. And make a turn back towards the airport, which we are doing. And let's use our rudder, because we like flying... We like flying without having too much drag here. Phew, okay, interesting. I haven't actually put it on autopilot yet. I'm just trying to see how it feels without... and why is it still... Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah. I hadn't pulled it into the feather position. My throttle quadrant doesn't have that that setting. Okay, so actually I feel like I'm in a pretty good situation here. It's not too bad. She's actually quite stable, even with no engine. You know, as long as I have rudder in with my feet, she's not rolling. She's not rolling right or left or anything like that. So, that looks fun. That looks fun. Okay. Right, so let's pull up that again. And, yeah, so, I didn't really appreciate that at the time, but essentially that checklist tries to help you restart the engine. But my whole idea is just to shut it down safely. That was my intent. We're still well above the blue line speed, which I'm happy about, which is good. Let's just actually reduce power on our remaining engine, because we will want to be coming... The real cool thing now, of course, is that we're going to be coming into a situation where we need to put gear and flaps down, and those things will really change the dynamic here. So let's go to the approach. Yeah, let's go to the approach. So seatbelts, fuel selectors on, oxygen off, landing lights on. Yeah, pitot heat on if needed, windshield off, props off, so forth, so forth. Cowl flaps as required, mixture is max power, flaps on approach, and then the landing checklist. Okay, so we know what's going on here. I'm a little bit closer to the airport, to the center line, as you can see, compared to my other circuits, which were a bit further out. So this is why. So propellers, high RPM, mixture, max power, flaps as required, landing it down. Okay, we know what we want to do for the landing, so that's no problem. I'm a little bit high as well, so I've got some altitude to bleed as well as airspeed. So actually, I'm gonna bring engine number 2 all the way down to idle to bleed altitude and not catch too much airspeed here. That's the end of the runway. But we could essentially use a lot of runway to our advantage here. We don't have to land on the center line, so... I'm hesitant to bring in flaps, but I'm going to do it just because... There we go. We're actually okay. I mean, she's powerful. Okay, gear is down. That's the true test now, is we're still above the blue line speed. And what is... cowl Cano traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is short final runway 17. We have an engine failure on the left-hand side. This will be a full stop landing. Cano traffic. Okay, so that's the call made, and really the final call is going to be, can we do a full flaps with gear down? Well, of course we can, because, well, for many reasons. The aircraft is designed to do this, so it's designed to have this amount of power, even with one engine gone, so we're okay. So we're below blue line speed now, which I'm not happy about, but I am in a smooth descent with a runway immediately ahead. That's the only time I would ever be below blue line speed, so. Whoa, I really shouldn't have been outside, should I? Stupid thing, but yeah. There we go. I mean, that was... it's just no challenge at all. He says with utter arrogance. Okay, so let's decel. Let's get the landing lights off. Let's get the strobe light off. And let's get off the runway as quickly as possible. So, let's go post-flight after landing. No, not in-flight. Let's go post-flight. Thank you. After landing, cowl flaps open. Let's just open those bad boys up. Like so. Flaps up. Lights as required. Yeah, we did that. Ice protection all off. Air conditioning as desired. And cabin as desired. Shutdown and securing. Okay, so that was that. Kona traffic, November 515 Mike Romeo is off the active taxi to the parking. Kona traffic. Okay. That was fun. I enjoyed that. So we've only got one engine we're taxiing on. I don't really know where I'm taxiing to, but I think it's actually further down to the end, so. Okay. That was fun. Sadly, like I say this a lot of times in my videos, sadly the ATC just all left, or else I would have had ATC coverage there for the approach and landing and the engine failure. But it is what it is, and we just got to live with it while we're flying on VATSIM. And at some point soon, I hope the Beyond ATC will have VFR implementation. They're going to bring it out in 3 stages. The first stage is going to be the basic traffic pattern or circuit, the VFR circuit, and you will be able to enter it and exit it, but have no area control. I think the second level of implementation is going to be the zones. So that's airspaces, the class, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie airspaces that you can fly around and in. And then the third stage of the VFR implementation is going to be tying everything together, they say. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, to see how it works. One thing I really do want is I really hope that with the implementation of VFR in Beyond ATC, they also add general aviation traffic that is flying in and out of all these small airports, so that whenever you fly from A to B, you're actually joining the circuit with other aircraft in the same circuit, and other aircraft at the holding point ready for doing their run-ups, ready for takeoff. And other aircraft in the VFR space. I think that would be absolutely amazing, because let's be honest, even on VATSIM on a good day, you barely ever come across another general aviation aircraft that is actually close to you, like the one that landed as we were getting ready to depart. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I did actually see him on VATSIM, and that was one of the reasons I thought, oh, let's depart from here, because he's already got some VFR traffic coming inbound. Or maybe he was IFR, I don't know. But anyway, going back to Beyond ATC, I really hope that they introduce AI GA aircraft, much like their AI IFR aircraft movements that you can fly amongst, that just make things a lot more realistic. Because of course that would just be the icing on the cake in terms of the videos that I do on my YouTube channel are all, you know, the thing that's kept me really from doing VFR, lots of good VFR stuff, is the fact that there's just, it's so hard to come across good VFR conditions on VATSIM. Most of the ATC stick around, you know, the big tube liner IFR flight plans and airport choices, not small out of the way airports like this. We just very, very rarely ever actually see any VATSIM coverage from, you know, a ground, a tower, an approach, a radar, you know, all of the above. Anyway, so we're on chocks now. Let's get the parking brake in and thank our lucky stars that we managed to make it with this issue. So parking brake is set, avionics, let's get those off. All sub-panel switches can now go off, so let's get those all off, like so. Throttles closed, propellers high RPM, mixtures idle cut off. And mags can now go off, like so. Alternators are off. Yeah, well, I already did that. Battery master is off. Parking brake is released. Yes, well, I should put the chocks on, shouldn't I? Reset. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Right, so go back to payload. Let's go wheel chocks, pitot covers, engine covers. Yeah. Okay, folks, so thank you very much for joining. Really, I enjoyed that, despite the fact we didn't have a huge amount of VATSIM ATC. But such is life, and yeah, I will have to do some more videos soon, and yeah, I can see the texture design going on there. I can see the person in Photoshop who just thought, oh, let's just put like a big black dark gray brush on it to make it look better, apparently. But you can see that's just a massive Photoshop brush. He's just gone ding. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed that. And this ground texture actually looks really good as well. Yeah. And yeah, a couple of things just before I leave you. I do hope to get, I'm hoping to get back to a more regular release of videos. You know, bi-weekly, if I can at all do that. And then also, I'm going to get back into some gliding now that the baby is kind of out the way and he is sleeping more regularly now. I'm hoping to get back into some gliding. And all good things are coming. More of this aircraft, more of the Aerostar. There should be some really nice Siva INS vintage steam gauge airliners coming in the future. The A300B4 from Just Flight and the 747-100 from PMDG sometime probably next year, to be honest. Maybe late 2026, early 2027, I don't know, depends on what happens in the universe. But there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will catch you all later.